there, and a super warm welcome to Empower Your English. This is the deep dive that helps you unlock your potential through, well, the power of language. It's really great to have you with us today.
Hello. Yeah, I'm excited, ready to jump into something pretty inspiring, I think.
Me too, because today we're really going to dig into the story of someone quite remarkable. And our goal, our mission today, is twofold, really. We want to pick up some useful English words and ideas, but also understand some, powerful concepts about achieving your goals.
And the person we're focusing on is?
The one and only Jim Carrey. You know him, right? That incredible actor, just known for making us laugh, unforgettable performances.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
A comedic legend, but also someone with a really fascinating backstory.
Exactly. And that's what we want to explore in this deep dive. How did Jim Carrey get to where he is? And importantly for you listening, what English can we learn to talk about our own dreams and ambitions?
Right. And this core idea of believing in yourself even when things get tough.
Such a powerful theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some great stories from his life lined up, and naturally we'll pull out some useful English vocabulary as we go.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we start?
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Jim Carrey grew up in Canada, and, well, it wasn't always easy street for his family. They faced some pretty big money problems.
Yeah, his early life had some real hardship, which honestly makes his later success feel even more powerful.
It really does. It's interesting, his dad was actually a comedian too, or very funny at least. Talented.
So you can sort of see where the spark came from.
Right. But sadly, his father lost his job when Jim was young, and that hit the family hard financially. They even ended up living in a van for a time.
Wow. Living in a van, that paints a picture, doesn't it?
It really does. Serious difficulties.
And yet, even with all that going on, he still had this passion for making people laugh.
Yeah.
That didn't just disappear.
Exactly. It stayed with him. And, life can be tough sometimes, can it? I think a lot of us can relate to facing challenges.
Definitely.
And Jim's early story kind of shows us, even when things are really hard, you can still hold on to those big dreams. They can still be there, burning away.
That's a great point. So he loved making people laugh, even as a kid.
Totally. That was his thing. And he started doing it professionally, or trying to doing comedy in clubs pretty young, putting himself out there.
Takes courage.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
For sure. But like you said, it wasn't all instant success. Not at all. He faced rejections, gigs that didn't go well, audiences that didn't connect.
The tough side of chasing a dream.
Definitely. But he kept going. And this is where the story gets really interesting. Okay, so one day, this is before he was famous, Jim Carrey does something, well, a bit unusual. He writes himself a check.
Ah, yes, the famous check. I love this part. It says so much about his mindset.
Doesn't it? He wrote this check to himself for $10 million.
$1 million. That's quite a statement.
It is. And he didn't just write the amount. He put a date on it, too. Thanksgiving, 1995.
Right, Thanksgiving, 1995. A specific target. For listeners maybe outside North America, Thanksgiving is a big holiday here, usually late autumn. So, 1995.
Great context. Thanks. So he writes this check, and then he keeps it. Carries it in his wallet, almost like a physical reminder.
Like a promise to himself.
Exactly. The whole point was to really, cement his belief that one day he would earn that kind of money for his acting. And this links to a really interesting idea called visualization.
Visualization. Okay, let's unpack that a bit. It's a powerful mental technique, isn't it?
It really is. So visualization, let's explain it simply. It basically means creating a really clear, detailed picture in your mind of something you want to happen.
Like playing a movie in your head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A movie where you've already succeeded. So for Jim, he wasn't just wishing, he was actively imagining being a successful, in-demand actor, getting paid really well for it.
Right. It's more active than just hoping. It's about focusing your mind. Really feeling that future success as if it's already happening. Psychologists actually talk about this, how it can prime your brain for opportunities.
That's a great way to put it, priming your brain. So, okay, he's got this check in his wallet. He's doing this visualization thing regularly.
Building that belief.
And then, boom, something amazing happens. He gets his huge breakthrough. The movie Dumb and Dumber comes out in 1994.
Oh, yeah. Massive hit. Absolutely huge. That film really put him on the map globally.
Totally. Just launched him into superstardom. Okay, now get this. Remember the date on the check. Thanksgiving, 1995. Well, right around that time, in 1995, Jim Carrey signed a deal for another movie, The Cable Guy. And he got paid $10 million.
No way. Seriously?
Seriously, $10 million, just like you wrote on the check, and right around the date he set.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's actually incredible. The timing is just uncanny. It really makes you think about intention and belief, doesn't it?
Mind-blowing, right? The dream he visualized, the specific amount, the time frame, it actually happened. Okay, so looking at this whole journey, there were some really key qualities we can see and some great English words to describe them. Let's talk about persistence first.
Yes, persistence. That definitely jumps out as crucial to his story.
It really does. So persistence, put simply, just means not giving up. Sticking with something even when it's hard, when you face obstacles or failures, it's that drive to keep going.
That commitment, that refusal to quit.
Exactly. We've got an example sentence here. His persistence in pursuing comedy, even during tough times, eventually paid off.
Okay, let's break that down. His persistence, that's his not giving up.
Right. In pursuing comedy, his effort to build a comedy career.
Even during tough times. Acknowledging the van, the rejections.
And eventually paid off, meaning in the end, it led to success.
Yeah, that really highlights how sticking with your passion, even when it's not easy, can lead to big rewards down the line.
Absolutely. Okay, another really important word here is resilience.
Ah, resilience. Another vital one, not just for actors, for anyone, really.
So true. Resilience is basically your ability to bounce back after you've faced problems or, failed at something. Think of like a rubber band. You stretch it, it snaps back. That's resilience in a person.
Yeah, the capacity to recover from setbacks, to not let failure stop you in your tracks, to adapt and keep moving.
Exactly. And the example sentence is, his resilience allowed him to keep pursuing his dreams despite many failures.
Okay, so his resilience, that's his bounce back ability.
Yep. Made it possible for him.
To keep pursuing his dreams, to continue chasing his goals.
Despite many failures. Acknowledging he didn't succeed every time at first.
Right. It shows that failure isn't the end. It's often just part of the process, Resilience is what helps you navigate that process.
Perfectly put. And, it seems clear that, like most people chasing big dreams, Jim probably had moments of self-doubt, too.
Oh, for sure. That little voice saying, can I really do this?
Yeah.
It's almost universal.
Right. But his actions, his persistence, his resilience, they show he found ways to manage that doubt, to not let it paralyze him.
Yeah, overcoming that inner critic is often a huge hurdle on the path to achieving something significant.
So, okay, pulling this all together, what's the big message here? What can we take away? I think Jim Carrey's story powerfully shows just how important believing in yourself really is.
Absolutely. It seems to be a core ingredient.
And he actually said something really insightful about this, a quote. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well try to do what you love.
Ooh, I like that quote. It's quite profound when you think about it.
It really is. Let's unpack it.
Yeah.
You can fail at what you don't want. Like, even if you play it safe, take the sensible job you don't really care about, you could still fail, right? Nothing's guaranteed.
True. Failure is always a possibility, no matter the path.
So, he says, you might as well try to do what you love. Basically, if failure is possible either way, why not risk it for something you're truly passionate about?
It completely reframes the fear of failure, doesn't it? It makes pursuing your passion seem like the more logical choice, in a way.
Exactly. So for you listening, think about that. Is there something you really want to do? Something you love? Maybe you felt a bit hesitant, a bit unsure. Jim Carrey's story and that quote, they really encourage us to just, nurture that self-belief and give it a shot. Keep trying.
Definitely food for thought.
Okay, now here's something interesting to maybe debate a little. This $10 million check thing. Some people might hear that and think, oh, come on, that's just silly, wishful thinking.
Yeah, you can see why someone might be skeptical.
So what do you think? Did writing that check actually help him? Or was it really just down to his, talent and relentless hard work?
That is an interesting point to chew on. I mean, his talent and work ethic are undeniable, right? You don't get that far without them.
Absolutely not. He worked incredibly hard.
But that check, it could have acted as a really potent psychological tool, couldn't it? Like a constant, tangible focus point, keeping that specific goal front and center in his mind day after day.
That's an interesting point, like a focusing device.
Exactly. It makes the abstract goal, earning $10 million, very concrete. Maybe it helped him maintain that intense belief and motivation, especially during the tough times. It's hard to prove, of course, but psychologically.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't magic, but maybe it helped fuel the engine, kept his eyes on the prize.
Precisely. It raises questions about how we motivate ourselves. What symbolic actions can we take to strengthen our own commitment to a goal?
That's a great question. Like maybe for someone else, it's not writing a check, but maybe it's creating a vision board or writing down your goals every morning.
Right. Or telling a supportive friend about your goal to create accountability. It's about making the goal feel real and keeping that belief alive.
Yeah, it's all about engaging with that dream in a practical way.
So perhaps it wasn't either the check or the hard work, but maybe the check amplified the effect of the hard work by keeping his belief and determination sky high. A fascinating interaction.
It really is. Okay, so let's wrap things up a bit. Today on Empower Your English, we've taken this deep dive into Jim Carrey's really inspiring story. We've seen how that strong self-belief combined with not giving up, that's persistence.
Persistence.
And that ability to bounce back from setbacks, that's resilience.
Resilience.
How those things were so important in his journey to success.
And crucially for you listening, we've also looked at some really useful English words. Persistence, resilience, visualization that help us talk about these powerful ideas.
Absolutely. Hopefully you've added those to your English toolkit today. Now, we want to leave you with that thought-provoking question Jim Carrey himself raised, paraphrased a bit. What would you do if you truly, deeply believed that you could achieve your dreams?
It's a powerful question to sit with, isn't it? What would change for you? What actions would you take if that belief was just unwavering?
Really makes you think. So what are your dreams, big or small? And maybe more importantly, what's just one small step, maybe even a tiny one, you could take today towards making one of them feel a little more real?
Yeah, what's that first step?
Give that some thought. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into Jim Carrey's amazing story right here on Empower Your English. Keep learning, keep practicing your English, and keep believing in yourselves.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep those dreams front and center.